Welcome to the CoLeague Experience podcast. In today's episode, we're set to explore bold insights, experimentation, and groundbreaking leadership strategies. We're diving into the dynamics of executive teams, uncovering why many are mere collections of individuals rather than cohesive units, and how defining a clear, collective mission can transform them into high-functioning teams. Let's dive in. At CoLeague, we work at the intersection of team dynamics and organizational leadership. We've noticed something interesting. Many organizations assume their executive team is actually a team, but this seemingly obvious assumption deserves closer examination. The unfortunate reality is that in many organizations, what defines the management team isn't their function as a cohesive unit, but simply that they're individuals who report to the CEO, or a collection of people with VP or SVP in their titles. To summarize these two possibilities bluntly, management team is often just the name of a meeting. Try this exercise with us. If you're a member of an executive team, ask yourself, which is truly your team? The department you manage or the executive team you're part of? Where do you feel more that it's your team? In our experience, most executives tell us they feel more connected to the group they manage rather than their colleagues in the executive team, even if they have good relationships with those colleagues. You know where this difference is most visible. Large corporations. When senior executives sit on a separate floor near the CEO, away from their departments, they quickly understand which team they're truly a part of. Let's start with basics. The fundamental definition of a team centers on its primary mission and the interdependence between team members required to accomplish that mission. The executive team's mission should be distinct from other organizational functions. And no, the executive team's mission cannot simply be making sure the organization fulfills its mission. A management team, functioning as a true team, needs a clear, distinct mission that only they as a collective can lead, with interdependence between members to accomplish this mission. If the management team's mission is fulfilled merely by each member doing their individual part excellently, then there isn't really a management team, and that's perfectly fine. Moreover, if that's what the organization needs from its management, then there's no point forcing the management to become a team. In our consulting work, we've seen this issue repeatedly with a biotech firm we worked with last year. The CEO was frustrated that despite quarterly offsites and team-building exercises, the executive team never seemed to gel. When we dug deeper, we discovered that while everyone knew the company's mission of developing novel therapeutics, there was no clear understanding of what this particular collection of leaders needed to accomplish together that they couldn't accomplish separately. The CEO expected collaboration, but hadn't defined the interdependence. Once we helped them clarify that their collective mission was to create cross-functional development processes that would cut their time to market by 30%, suddenly the team had a genuine reason to function as a unit. From our experience, one of the principal failures of CEOs regarding their management teams is not fully clarifying this point. They try hard to build their executive team without clearly defining a central mission and interdependence relationships. And without these elements, no matter what you do, it won't stick. You can have as many team-building retreats and offsites as you want. It won't work because there's no adhesive. A CEO can certainly decide that the management isn't a team and manage each executive individually, the familiar star approach seen in many organizations. This option sacrifices the power and potential of the management team as a significant organizational force, but it's preferable to forcing cohesion among people who don't feel they have a mission binding them together. Let's discuss this concept we've mentioned several times, the central mission of the management team. In our view, unlike the organization's mission, which relates to the content of what the organization does, the management team's mission relates more to the process, the how of what the organization does. What does this mean? It means the management team's mission concerns the organization's structure, its key processes, relationships between different components, organizational culture, and similar elements. When viewed this way, an organization has goals and objectives, which, yes, are largely determined by management, but the central mission of the management team is to ensure the organization functions in a way that helps it achieve these goals in the best possible way. We worked with a rapidly growing software company where the executive team was constantly drowning in operational issues. Each leader was excellent at running their function, but collective decisions weren't being made effectively. Through our work, we helped them realize that while the company's mission was to create industry-leading developer tools, the executive team's distinct mission needed to be creating the organizational architecture that would scale effectively from 200 to 1,000 employees in 3 years. This shift in perspective transformed how they operated as a team, with entirely new meeting structures and decision processes emerging once they understood their collective purpose. As we said at the beginning, this might sound trivial, but thinking about it, in reality, most management teams focus less on how and more on what. There's another important point here: the uniqueness of the management team's central mission, and the distinction between it and the mission of each unit that management team members lead creates a new and distinct role: management team member. The job definition of a management team member differs from that of SVP of this or that department. Even if the same individuals hold both these roles are different and distinct from each other. Leaders of organizational units, for instance, VP of Operations, VP of Sales, etc., are measured by how they lead the central mission of their units. In contrast, in their capacity as management team members, they're measured by their contribution to the central mission of the management team. It often happens that this distinction between different roles becomes blurred and unclear. Why? Because it's not symmetrical. Most of the time, management team members work in their disciplinary capacity. Managerial growth and development almost always occurs on the axis of managing a group within the organization, looking inward at that group. The horizontal role receives much less attention. The team component involves blurring boundaries between management team members, invites engagement with organizational politics, and may involve conflicts, things many organizations prefer to avoid. From here, it's appropriate to address the relationships that exist within the team. Among a collection of people who need to drive a shared mission together, visible and invisible dynamics develop that affect the quality of the team's work. The team's success in advancing its central mission depends absolutely on the quality of relationships between team members themselves and between them and their central mission as a team. We've explored how many executive teams struggle with cohesion due to a lack of a shared mission, highlighting the importance of defining a collective goal to transform individual efforts into effective teamwork. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this episode with your friends and colleagues so they can also stay updated on the latest news and gain powerful insights. Stay tuned for more updates.